Good morning, everyone. It is a nice sunny day in Manchester. It is Saturday and it is two and a bit weeks away from starting prep. So I just weighed myself on the scales and I'm 124.2 kilograms. So I've pretty much been holding weight throughout this whole cruise. I'm cruising right now and have been for the past 3 weeks, which is essentially, if you don't know what a cruise is, where you bring your gear dose down to what's supposed to be natural levels, but more often than not, we just do a little bit over, or it depends who you are, how much over you do, to get your blood work right, get healthy, refresh the body, and then we'll start prep, because prep can be very stressful on the body, as can a hard off season. So it's kind of like a 6-week period where you're just putting back on antibiotics and going to get blood work and getting yourself in check. Anyways, first things first, in the morning, very first thing I do, I haven't even fucking drunk this yet, so my mouth is like Gandhi's flip-flop. Water, hydration, okay? HydroFlow in here, which is a hydration supplement by Conti Sports, Joe 10. And 10 grams of glutamine and 5 grams of creatine. I have 5 grams of creatine first thing in the morning because of the cognitive benefits that it can give, and then I'll also have 5 grams of that pre-workout. And then everyone loves my my fridge, sorry. For whatever reason, I store a lot of my shit in the fridge, not gear obviously, but T4 and some other bits, only because it's like, I've obviously got all my supplements and that in here, all my Conte Sports stuff, health stuff, and then it's just easy in the morning to just go, right, let's get the Clen out. I'm not on Clen at the moment, but you know what I'm saying, everyone was laughing. I actually had a few messages, right, from one of my prep vlogs saying, do you have to keep Clen in the fridge? I was like, no, you don't have to, but I do. It's just because it's extra shelving, right? Anyways, next, I'll be taking my T4, 100, and then also telmisartan for the old blood pressure. So I'm going to drink this down the hatch, just pretty much 3 in 1, and then get to doing some steps and some ab work. So I'll just go downstairs in the apartment gym and just do like 3% incline and just like a fast-paced walk for 15 minutes, and then I'll just do some planks and stomach vacuums, and away we go. So, steps. Brisk walk, so 3 incline and 2.8 speed. I like doing them on the treadmill purely because, I mean, it is nice to go outside, but I find with my body weight right now, especially being first thing in the morning, I can sometimes fucking drag my heels a bit. So I come on the treadmill and I set it to a pace, and I've got to keep up, otherwise I'll fly off the back, and I set it to a pace and it is the same every day, so I know it's consistent enough to, as you can hear, get my heart rate up a touch, but not so much that I'm absolutely fucked getting off it. So 15 minutes here. Main reason for this is a little bit of cardiovascular health, but also to help with digestion, getting the first meal in of the day. I'm eating over sort of 5,000 calories at the moment, so trying to get that in when you're just sat down all day, it's just not going to fucking move. So after each meal I try and just do a little bit of movement. Hell yeah. Oh yeah, showered, got some clothes on. Oh, please take note, there was no sexy walking up to the camera with tight boxes on showing my package and you know, my arse crack through the through the shower screen. I don't know what it is at the moment, like I'm noticing like hella coaches just begging for fucking engagement by like thirst trapping men when they're men and they're straight. And it's like, you're a coach, mate. Imagine like, I don't know, I'm just looking for coaches, I'm like, right, what coach is the right coach for me? Right, let's go on this guy, he looks good, so I've heard good things about him. Whoa, why is he bending over with tight boxes on? I can see his arse crack now, you're right. Do you know what I mean? Yeah, engagement's good, but when it's coming from, you know, the right people. Anyway, that's my 2 cents. Cream of rice here. And then I'm going to do some check-ins. And as you can just see my pose in there, that is 124 kilograms, last 2 weeks of the off season and also 3 weeks into a cruise, and that's 3 days off training. I haven't trained for 3 days. I'm just coming off the back of a deload, so I'm very looking forward to training today. Main reason being was I was just, you know, feeling beaten up to hell. Joints were really hurting. That's really like the telltale sign for me that I need to pull back. Knees are hurting, elbows hurting, backs in bits. And yeah, so I just thought, right, 3 days fully off. For me, I prefer a deload that's just full rest days. So, you know, it might be anywhere from 3 to 5 full rest days off the gym, because for me personally, if Kuba goes, right, go into the gym and just do like 1 set, or, you know, don't go to failure, 3 rep and over, it's just not going to happen. Once I'm in the gym, I feel great, no matter if I need a deload or not. Once I arrive and I start going, I'm fucking flying. Obviously a little bit of niggles here and there, but I just get carried away, and then the deload just never happens because I end up doing my full workout. Whereas if I just force myself, right, 3 days off, I've actually quite enjoyed it, I'm not going to lie, because it was needed. You know, when I was just absolutely dragging heels from wake to sleep. I'd wake up and I'd be doing my check-ins and I'm like, I can't wait to go back to bed. Just like that proper fatigue. So feeling a bit fresher now. Obviously still not going to feel amazing because I'm peak body weight, peak off season, but I do feel much better, especially with the gear coming down as well. I just feel a bit fresher. Like if anyone has done like big off seasons, you know, when you get to the end of it, you just feel a bit unhealthy. Like, so it's been nice to pull back. Now my weight has held. My weight has actually increased, but I feel like I've got a bit leaner. Like this footage, obviously, one, I need a shave. I need to shave my whole body. I need someone to shave my back, Jim. And also, obviously, I'm fucking well flat. So, you know, it's not the worst look for all these things considered, and being peak body weight of all time, pretty much. So, anyways, I'm gonna eat this. Then crack on with a bit of work. I need to film a reel, and then we shall have more chats, and then I'm going to go to the gym. It's push today. Good morning, mate. How are we? So, pound up this week, and this is pretty much exactly where I want to be seeing you now. You know, straight off the bat of the show, you know, we want to be seeing a decent bit of scale weight increase, you know, first week or two post-show. Just to get healthy, to be honest, getting, you know, a little bit of body fat on us to be able to sleep better, to recover, and just obviously this health phase and this cruise, the main important thing here is recovery. And obviously the main goal across the off season, especially coming out the back of the show, is keeping good condition so that this off season can last for a very long period of time, because that is the goal. Put on as much muscle mass as possible in this off season. How do we do that? By being in this off season for as long as possible without having to pull back. So with that being said, we are in a position now where the scale weight has started to slow down, which is perfect. We haven't had to make any manipulations. You're just kind of getting adjusted to that food. Photos are looking good, mate. Nice balance, still holding good condition, you know, separation in the quad. You know, you are obviously off cycle now as well. Well, you know, cruising, natural, you know, physiological levels. So, you know, you will look a little bit softer, but, you know, looking at the timeline now, we've got 2 more weeks till we begin our next blast. So it's Saturday. I've actually got a bit of a quieter day today with check-ins, because for the first time since starting coaching, I've moved the majority of my check-ins off Saturday. Obviously, if people are on prep, they're checking in, doesn't matter. Main reason for this was, one, I'd like one semi-half day off, right? But secondly, with shows, you know, I'm getting a few more like prep clients now, and show days are always Saturday, and I don't want to make people wait, because normally on a show day, I'm getting up at the crack of dawn, or I'm staying over somewhere and traveling to the show, and I'm at the show all day, and like a lot of my energy is going into that client who's on stage. So ideally, I don't want people waiting for their responses. I actually spoke to Christian Chapman, and he gave me some good advice, and he just said, take one day off. You know, obviously I'm still going to be replying to clients. I've got form footage to review. I've got a couple US clients that they're checking in Friday, so it comes in today. But that's fine. I would normally have about 10 check-ins on a Saturday. And then, you know, my whole weekend is just work, really, which isn't the worst thing in the world. And here's a tip for new starting coaches: work as much as possible. You got to get your coaching business off the ground. But for me right now, I've been coaching now 4 years, and this is the first time I've actually not, you know, done loads of check-ins on a Saturday, and it feels quite nice. So, you know, tips for new coaches: work your fucking arse off. And the main thing is with coaching as well, it's just putting yourself out there constantly, making content. You want to be the first person in mind when someone thinks of a coach. If you are all over everyone's timeline with all informative info and actually giving value, not just selling all the time. I very, very rarely sell, like on my stories and like in my posts. It's just giving value. And you want to be in people's minds, like, fucking hell, that guy is like actually really helpful. I've taken a lot from that. So imagine, you know, what it'll be like and how helpful it will be if I actually paid him as a coach. You're in the gym every day, or, you know, 5 times a week, or however much it is. Film content, even if it's just a fucking selfie, and just write an informative caption. And if you're not like super educated and in depth, you know, have loads of in-depth knowledge, fucking hell, like you should, if you're a coach, you should know enough to make a caption, an informative caption every day, whether it's fat loss tips, whether it's, you know, building muscle mistakes, training execution tips. You know, there should be enough up here for you to write an informative caption or something on your story with info every day. And if not, then it's not marketing you need to worry about, it's education. So yeah, that is that. And get used to talking on camera. It's not the best and easiest thing to do, and trust me, I'm talking very naturally to the camera now, but fucking trust me, it wasn't always that way. I remember I worked with Ben Hawksworth, a good friend now, but at the time he was a business mentor, and he essentially forced me to like make talking reels and that, and I hated it, and he'd set me to-do lists, and I was like, oh my God, I can't be asked to do this, like, because I just didn't like talking to camera. I was putting out gym content for fucking time, but mainly like, you know, physique shots, training footage and that. But then people don't connect with you. Talking like this, you're connecting with me. It feels like you're chatting with me. And when people can relate to you and they're talking to you, that's when they'll buy into you. A lot of clients, especially in the early days when I didn't have loads of results, they buy into you because they like you as a person. They want to work with you and they see your physique. And they're like, oh, I want to make that type of progress. And he seems like a cool guy. You know, he's passionate. He fucking loves what he does. So he's clearly going to love helping me with my progress. And that is the thing. If you're fucking passionate about what you do, like I am, put that out there. There is nothing on this earth I'm more passionate about than bodybuilding and coaching and making progress. So that resonates with people. And yeah. And also, progress your own physique. If you're a new coach, you got no physique, you got a boring fucking social media where there's no personality, you got no results, why would anyone sign up to you? Put it that way, there's plenty of fucking sick coaches out there, including me, so why are they going to go to you instead of me or 1,000 others, right? So first of all, build a physique, show that you can actually build muscle and know how to build muscle through your own practice, using your methods to build muscle and get lean. And once you've displayed that, you know, that's your first stepping stone in marketing, your own fucking physique. If you're walking around with no fucking, barely any muscle, you know, and never been lean in your life, no one's going to want to fucking work with you, because why would they? Because you can't even practice what you preach. That's my 2 cents. Right. Had a spontaneous nap there. I literally just woken up. I was like, fuck, I need to go to the gym. I've been doing that recently. It's just at the end of the off season, you just need to sleep all the time. And pre-gym fucking anabolic nap. Anyways, pre-workout here, concoction is conviction. All right, that is for my stimulant. And then creatine, goes without saying, 5 grams of that. The pump, okay, for the pump. Does as it says on the tin. Then intra-workout, if you watch my last YouTube video, you'll know I drink this all in one halfway through the session, and the rest of the session I'll just drink water. EAAs, 20 grams, and then carb drive. It's been crushed a little bit because I dropped it. 60 grams, and that's it. So let's go fucking train. Starting off with calves, start every push and leg day with calves. Being a taller guy, 6'3", ladies, listen up. Obviously, long legs, long calves makes them look even worse. So I need to hammer them, and I've been fucking hammering them this whole off season. And you know, just like any other muscle group, as frequent as possible, letting them recover, hard, accurate. Really milking the stretch as well, where you know they're going to be growing the most. Really, you're up on your tiptoes a lot, you know, so they don't really get as much stimulus in that stretch. So really fucking overload that. And any tips on filming with this DJI Osmo in a gym as well, because I did some posing afterwards and it washed me the hell out, and it was really shit. It was way better on my phone. So any tips there? Now into seated machine lateral raise for the medial head of the delt. Goal of this, I'm sat quite upright with this, keeping the rib cage stacked and down, and then driving like my fists and elbows down into the floor and knee lengthened to keep it on the delt, trying to keep it off the trap as much as possible and striking up. I do get a little bit of trap towards the end, but I don't actually mind that too much because I like more traps. And my delts are very good. So next on to pec deck, machine fly, whatever you want to call it. As you can see my setup here, I always get questions about this. Me personally, when I'm using the handles, I sometimes get a little bit of elbow pain with just the angle of them. So you can either use D handles or this. I find this keeps it on my chest so much. For me, I've always struggled with like chest activation. I always had a shit chest, but this past off season I've grown it fucking massively just by toying around with little things like this. And the main thing for me here is like keeping the chest elevated, but also driving that bicep into the pec. And rather than bringing your hands together, I don't even need to touch my hands. I want to be bringing my elbows together and kind of reaching out forward into that short. The balls there are simply for stability, just having something to grip. Honestly, it just feels more comfortable, it feels more stable. Did read somewhere that it can give more motor unit recruitment, especially in the lateral raise and this. Don't know the whole science behind that, but all I know is it feels good and it feels stable holding on to something, so I do it. Next into the main press of the day, prime incline here. As you can see, I've loaded a lot on the top peg because this is obviously the second chest exercise, so I will be fatiguing more into the short, struggling to get it short. I'm also long limbed, so I always fail in the mid. So for me, I get a little bit on the mid just to counterbalance it and then load it mainly at the top, so it's super heavy in the stretch where I'm the strongest, and then kind of eases off into the contraction there, and it allows me to kind of drive through that last rep where I normally fail. You see here, there, if that was loaded in the mid, I'd fucking get stuck there and fail, so it just allows me to take it all the way. Next, back offset. Actually very happy with this. I was 5 kilos up here and matched reps, very nice and clean form as well. Notice the midsection. This is what you want to do with pretty much all your exercises, but definitely your fucking big compounds. Bracing hard. This is what I see so many people do wrong, and since doing this really elevated my strength, and it's just keeping that midsection really braced into the hole as I'm coming down. Big breath in the mouth into the abdomen, forcing all the air up into the abdomen, causing pressure, and then you are exhaling out as you press, and it just gives you a bit more strength and stability in the hole as well. Next, flat prime press. This is pretty heavy. I think I've got like 7 reps for this. Pretty much on these sets right here, I've just had 3 days off. I just went in with the same loads. Other than that back off there because I was feeling good. where I am cruising health phase right now, pretty much just want to be holding loads and just improving form and maybe getting a rep here and there. Letting the body recover as such and not taking the piss with load escalations. But yeah, happy with this. This is some heavy shit, to be honest. It feels very heavy coming down, but as you can see, loaded a lot at the top. This is the third chest exercise and it allowed me to drive it through. Next, machine dip. Kind of treat this like a compounder, lean right over it, get a lot of chest, lower chest in and front delt like in the stretch, in the lengthened, where I'm like leaning over it. Like again, I treat this like a compound, so I load it pretty fucking heavy in that top set. Pretty sure I only get like 6 or 7 reps here, but feels very good. I actually get off and have a crazy chest pump after this. This could do with tidying up, to be honest. I do take it for a cleaner set next. Then we have lying cable skull crushers. Had Oscar Young getting me in there. And for this, I don't load this too heavy because my elbows play up when I just overload it. So I just have it with moderate weight and just make it real clean. And just take it for a higher rep set, say. And we do 3 sets on here. All the rest of the stuff you saw before, other than the lateral raise, is 2 sets. The lateral raise was 3 sets. This is the type of stuff I can recover from very easily. The presses is 2 sets across the board. I typically work with 2 sets compound, 3 sets kind of arms and laterals really. Next, standing lateral raises. Again, 3 sets here. Again, driving kind of your shoulders and fists down into the floor in the length and keeping it on the medial delt. And I just take it really as high as I can get it that's comfortable. Fists are kind of up a little bit on the grip, so the elbows are kind of just in front of me, in front of my torso. And then, yeah, just go kind of about 8 to 12 rep range on this. And yeah, that is that. Next we have tricep push down, just cable. I normally do this like a cross body press down, but someone was using it and I asked them and they had 3 sets left. I was like, I just want to get this done. As long as I'm doing like a cable tricep push down here, I don't too mind. I don't even really log these. I just take it to failure, get a good stimulus. The earlier stuff I log, but this one is just like, right, just take it for a high-ish rep set, moderate rep set, like 12 to 15, 8 to 12. Yeah, getting a little bit sloppy towards the end here because this was the 3rd set, my bad. Now, that is it, guys. Hope you enjoyed the vlog / training video. Please like and subscribe, and I will keep these pumping out, especially through prep now. Have a good one.